talk about how much pressure could Wednesday's press conference with these alleged Epstein survivors, how could that play out in Republican circles? And do you expect the Trump administration to change their policy or get more involved? What is the reaction you think will be from within the Republican Party?
I think it'll be really interesting to see how many Republicans decide, is it worth signing on to the deposition that Ro Khanna, or the resolution that Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, Republican from Kentucky, have. They right now say they have all Democrats on board and are looking for 6 more Republicans to join them. So can this press conference sway them, and will they hear from enough constituents? Have they already this August, pressuring them to sign on and release for more transparency? Because I think the biggest question that we're hearing from constituents and people around the country is, Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years for sex trafficking. Well, sex trafficking to whom? Were all those victims solely to Jeffrey Epstein, or were there others involved? And they feel as though, the American people feel as though there has not been enough information shed on who else was involved, and they want answers.
Senate Republicans are weighing a major rule change, one that Majority Whip John Barrasso argued in an op-ed is needed to get more than 1,000 of President Trump's senior-level appointments confirmed in the Senate. Barrasso says under a, quote, radical Democratic resistance strategy, the Senate has only confirmed about 135. But we've seen what happens when rules are changed and then administrations change. There used to be this prevailing thought that you want to make rules that will also benefit you when you're in the minority. This group doesn't seem to think like that. What are the potential drawbacks here if they make this rule change and then the Senate flips or the House flips and they're out of power?
And you're right. Right now, the problem seems to be that we're not thinking long term. And I think as Republicans are watching some of these executive orders and these, overreach plays sort of percolate, it becomes a problem looking ahead. When we're no longer in power, when Republicans don't have the majority, how will they feel about this executive overreach and the amount of powers that the president has taken away from Congress? And it does become almost like a constitutional matter. And you have to think about that as Republicans. One of our core principles is obviously a strong adherence to the Constitution and having a smaller government. And what we're seeing play out from the president and his administration is really flying in the face of that. And so I do think this becomes a problem for the Senate. I understand that they want to get confirmations done, and that is a problem. But this changing of a rule could be long-term problematic for them.
All right. Melanie Zanona, Michael Hardaway, and Maura Gillespie, thank you all very much.